86% of the people that have a smartphone, the first thing they do when they wake up is they do their WhatsApp, their text, their Facebook. They take a picture of their feet, they post it on Facebook. Then they do their Instagram, take a picture of their cat, and then they link in and they check one email, the other email, they check the news, and now their attention on everything known in their life. They reaffirm their identity, and then they go through all those routine behaviors. 95% of them, they're not even present and conscious, or they're remembering their problems in their past. That's how they start their day. We have people that understand that if you can begin to change the patterns in the field, you can change matter. It's not matter that emits the field. It's the field that creates matter. If you change the field, you change matter. You don't change the tumor, you change the pattern in the field, and the hologram of the tumor changes. So we go an extensive understanding on this. And now we're doing these coherence healings, and we're seeing people have instantaneous changes in their health. I mean, instantaneous. And so now this group of people say, well, God, if I'm truly in the quantum field, there's no separation. I don't actually have to have the person in front of me that we're healing. I just need a picture or a coordinate, and my thought will connect me to them because there's no separation. I'm connected to everything in the unified field. The unified field, the invisible field of energy that connects everything material. If I get there, then I don't need to be in the presence of that person. So we have hundreds of people doing these coherence groups, these co-heal groups. A lady's driving down the road, and she realizes it's time for the co-heal session. She pulls over on the side of the road in a neighborhood. She turns her music up. She gets right into it. Next thing you know, she gets a knock on the window, and it's a police officer. And the police officer asks her to roll the window down and says, what are you doing? We're getting calls from the neighbors. They think, are you sick? Is something wrong? Is it an emergency? And more importantly, they're wondering, there's children around here, if you're safe. And she said, no. We do this coherence healing thing, and I was just tuning in to the people, and she's got the music blasting. And he leans over to look into the car, and when he leans over, he jumps back. And he looks at her and he said, what just happened? She said, what do you mean? He said, the pain in my back just went away. He goes, I was in a lot of pain. I don't have any pain at all. And she said, oh, you were healed into wholeness with love. And she gave him the wink and rolled the window up and took off. And that's the side effect. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful that lady is. She can't wipe the smile off her face, and the police officer's walking around going, oh, you're not going to believe this. Life is about the management of energy. And where you place your attention is where you place your energy. And if your attention is on the knowns and in the predictable future, or your attention is on the familiar emotions of the past, you are siphoning energy out of the present moment, and you have no energy to create with. And when you're able to do this and practice it really well, you will begin to do what's innately your birthright, and that is to create an unknown or wonderful experience in your life. So it just takes practice in order to do it. Well, a habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. A habit is when you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it better than your mind. So if you think about it, people wake up in the morning, they begin to think about their problems. Those problems are circuits of memories in the brain. Each one of those memories are connected to people and things at certain times and places. And if the brain is a record of the past, the moment they start their day, they're already thinking in the past. Each one of those memories has an emotion. Emotions are the end product of past experiences. So the moment they recall those memories of their problems, they all of a sudden feel unhappy, they feel sad, they feel pain. Now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So the person's entire state of being when they start their day is in the past. So what does that mean? The familiar past will sooner or later be predictable future. And so with information comes knowledge. And when you learn new information, you become aware of what you were unaware of. And
Awareness is consciousness, and consciousness is commingled with a change in energy. So there's this kind of energetic change going on in the planet, and we have to learn how to use that energy and to harness it and reorganize it. In fact, I believe that that energy is endorsing who you're being. So then, whatever your belief is, whether you're believing it's the end of the Mayan calendar and the beginning of a new house, or there's changes going on in the solar flares, or whatever your belief is, that energy that's taking place right now can be used to endorse. If you're fearful, you're going to experience more fear or more anxiety. If you're using that energy and learning how to create order out of it, it's going to endorse some greater outcome for you, whether it's health or wealth or whatever you're after in your life. It's the environment that signals the gene that creates disease. Well, okay, but that's not the whole truth too, because you could have two people working side by side in the same factory. One gets cancer after being exposed to a carcinogenic for 25 years. Both working for 25 years, the other one has no cancer at all. So there must be some internal order that would cause one person to not get it while another one does. So is it possible then, if the environment signals the gene, and it does, and the end product of an experience in the environment is called an emotion, can you signal the gene ahead of the environment by embracing an elevated emotion? I think this is a time in history where people are really wanting to know how to do it. So we're seeing great changes in the measurements that we've done, brain scans, HRV measurements, epigenetic changes, immune regulation, telomere lengths. We're seeing great changes in the biology of people's brains and bodies. And the evidence shows us that it's actually possible to do it. And at the same time, we're seeing a lot of great testimony, people telling their stories of healing from leukemia or stage 4 cancer, tumors disappearing, or Parkinson's disease going into remission. We're seeing the evidence in testimony. And I think evidence is the loudest voice right now. The only way that change is going to take place is if you see the evidence of the collapse right in front of you. I think the challenge is that people have to wake up. And the question is, how uncomfortable do you have to become before you make up your mind to change something? And I'm not just talking about individuals. I'm talking about the living organism of the species of human beings. I think that the end game for me is to empower people to such a degree that they realize that they need less things outside of them to make them happy, less things outside of them to regulate their moods and their behaviors, and that they begin to use that kind of the power that we all have access to, and to really and to change the world, to make a difference so that there's more peace, there's more wholeness, there's more connection, that we support and love each other, we serve better, and I think that we have to start, for the most part, if everybody's working on themselves, doing their best to present the greatest ideal of themselves to the world, I think the world will be a better place.